Hello there and welcome to this tutorial. In this lesson we will be going over how to deploy chatscrum on CentOS 8 with Nginx. At the end of this video you should be able to get your chatscrum app running smoothly on CentOS 8. This tutorial will be divided into 4 sections. Firstly, we will set up our environment by installing the necessary packages for the app. Next, we will be setting up the back end. Next, we will set up the front end, and finally we will display chatscrum on the browser using a web server. In this case I am using Nginx as my web server. Alright, let's get started. I already have chatscrum in my machine. If you don't have yours, then go ahead and clone it to your machine using the git clone command and then check out to int branch. I already have MySQL database engine installed. We won't be demonstrating how to install MySQL in this video. I am using MySQL version 5.7. Before we proceed with setting up chatscrum, I will log into MySQL and create a database. Run the command create database chatscrum. The name of my database will be chatscrum. Now exit from MySQL database. I will begin by installing a few packages needed for chatscrum to run properly. I will run the command sudo dnf install mysql devel, gcc and python 3 devel. These packages are needed in order to configure our system to use various libraries. Now I will install npm with Node.js, which will be used to build the front end. I will run some commands to install the package. Next I will install the web server, which will be used to deploy the front end to the browser. Run the command dnf install nginx-y, then hit enter. OK, I have installed it. Finally, ensure you have Python 3.6 installed. You can confirm this by running the command python 3-version to get the version already installed. If you do not have Python installed, you can run the command sudo dnf install python 3 and group install development tools, which will also install pip. OK, our environment is now set. Let's move over to the next section to set up the back end of our application. I will copy the settings file into the Scrum Master folder. Next, run the requirement file python 3.6-m pip install requirements.txt. This will take couple of minutes to complete. OK, it is done. Now I will go to my settings file inside Scrum Master folder. Sudo vi settings. In this file I will set my database login credentials, which I created earlier. I changed the host name to be localhost, username to be root, change the database name to be chatscrum, and then change the password. Alright, save the file. Now we are set to run migrations using the command python 3.6 manage.py migrate. This should take few minutes. Next we will generate a super user by running the command python 3.6 manage.py create super user. Enter the username you want to use. Then enter the email. And then password. Alright, ensure you are the folder where the manage.py file is located. I will now run the command python 3.6 manage.py run server with my IPv4 address and port 8000. This should start running in few minutes. To confirm this, I will head over to my browser. Paste the public IP address of your machine with the port 8000 with /admin and hit enter. As you can see, a login page opens up for us. If you are unable to load this page, ensure you have port 8000 open for your instance. I will enter the username and password which I generated earlier. And hit enter. OK, I am logged in. For our app to work, we need to create a table. Click on chatscrum/app table. For now I will create a table with random data. Enter some random details and save it. At this point we have been able to get our back end up and running. In this section we will build the front end for chatscrum and then use the web server to display on the browser. To begin I will install Angular. Use the command sudo npm install -g angular CLI. By running this command, Angular will be installed globally on the machine. Next I will install the web server. In this case I will use Nginx as my web server. Run the command dnf install nginx-y. As you can see, I get the response nothing to do, which means it has already been installed. Now let's go to the chatscrum and Angular folder. In this folder I don't have the node modules. I will run the command sudo npm install. It should take few minutes to complete. Now we have the node modules folder. Next I will open the environment.ts file and change the API URL. I will set it to my backend IP with port 8000. OK, save the file. Run the command ng build. Before running this command, ensure you have enough system resources available. The build process will take couple of minutes. It is done. Now you can see a dist folder was generated. I will cd into the dist folder which was generated. and list the content using the ls command. Then cd into chatscrum. We have our index file which will be used by the web server. I will start my web server service. Run the command sudo systemctl start nginx. This should start the web server. Okay, the service is running. Next we will look at the Nginx configuration which I have set. Cd to Nginx directory inside the etc folder. We have all Nginx configuration in this folder. I will go into the conf.d directory. Here you will see the Nginx configuration file which I have already created. Here I called my conf file chatscrum. You can also create yours in the same directory. I will open the file using the vi command. Inside this file I have set the listen port to 80, also server name and root directory. Ensure to set your server name with your public IP. You can use the same configuration when setting up chatscrum. Next, open the Nginx configuration file, scroll down, under the server section. I will comment out the port 80 to prevent duplicate. Since I am already using port 80 in my custom configuration earlier. Save and exit the file. Finally, I will copy my build file to Nginx default root directory. Now I will restart the service. You can also use the nginx-t command to check if no error occurred. Finally, I will run the backend again. Now let's head over to the browser and load the page. Here I will paste my public IP address and hit enter. You can see chatscrum loads up. Click on sign up to create an account for the first time. I will enter my email, next I will enter my password, next I will enter my full name, and click on the owner toggle button. Next I will enter a project name. I will call mine OCS project. Click on sign up. Okay, as you can see I have successfully signed up an account. I will now proceed to log in with my credentials. I will enter my email address and the password. Finally, I will enter the project name which I created earlier. Click login button. Alright, I am now logged into the Scrum board. Now I will test out some features. In order to be sure my app is running properly. In the top navigation section, click on Sprint. Then click on the new Sprint button. We get the feedback a new sprint has started. I will proceed and create my first task. Down below you see the Add Task button, click on it to add task. A pop-up window will be displayed. Enter the task you want to add and then click on Add Task. As you can see, my task was created and added to my Scrum board. We have come to the end of this guide. With this guide you should be able to run your app successfully. Thank you and see you in the next video.